It pays to know your doctor, it pays to know your lawyer, and more than ever, to know your local real estate professional. Hi, I'm Glenn Drake with Drake Realty with 7 offices in Metro Atlanta, including 2 right here in Cobb County. I'm the proud leader of over 700 agents here in Georgia. Drake Realty makes the home buying process seamless from contract to close. Our agents are a little different. They're not pushing for the quick sale and close. They're pushing for the best price and terms for their clients. In other words, Drake Realty fights for you. And right now, with the lowest interest rates that we've seen in 30 years, now's the time to buy that dream home, vacation home, upgrade, downsize, or new home your family deserves. A lot of real estate agents talk big. Let my team at Drake Realty prove they will fight for you. I'm Glenn Drake, and I'd be honored to have my team serve you. Visit us online at drakerealty.com. And remember, it's not how quick you sell or buy, it's how the deal sets up your future.
Police need your help to solve a fatal hit and run. And Cobb County Schools released a plan for teachers and staff to head back to campus. We'll have these stories and more coming up on this Tuesday edition of the MDJ Podcast.
Engineered Solutions of Georgia.
Hey Atlanta, this is Jay and Lewis, owners of Engineered Solutions of Georgia. Lewis, what should a homeowner do if they have a crack in their block wall, corner of their door, window, or concrete foundation?
Well, Jay, if it's a diagonal crack, this lets us know that they should be concerned and there could be a serious problem. Then they should call our office at 678-ESOG now and set up an appointment to have one of our qualified professional technicians come out to their property to take a look at the problem.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've done the research already, so you don't have to. You can trust Engineered Solutions of Georgia.
Give Engineered Solutions of Georgia a call at 678-ESOG now.
Engineered Solutions of Georgia. We guarantee a stable, dry foundation.
Welcome to the MDJ Podcast, your hyper-local news on the run. I'm Amy Cargus. Darren Sutherland is on assignment. Thank you for joining me. It's September 15th, 2020, National Online Learning Day. Here are the top stories your friends and neighbors will be talking about. At the time of this recording, there have been 410 deaths from COVID-19 reported in Cobb County, with 18,436 confirmed cases. That's 6 more deaths and 702 more cases in a week. It's not just Cobb students who are making plans to return to the classroom next month. The Cobb County School District has unveiled its plan for returning staff to their school buildings to prepare for face-to-face learning. The school district's plan is outlined in a 7-page document and has elementary and special education staff returning to campus on September 21st, middle school staff on October 5th, and high school staff on October 22nd. The plan notes that when staff do return, all safety precautions such as symptom screening, sanitation, social distancing, and mandatory masks will be in place daily. The plan also outlines a quarantine process for students and staff in case of a coronavirus exposure, as well as options for employees who may have concerns about working in school buildings. And there's going to be more Marietta and Cobb County news available for you. The Marietta Daily Journal will begin publishing e-editions on Sunday and Monday later this month. Here's Marietta Daily Journal and MDJOnline Managing Editor J.K. Murphy with more.
The idea behind reintroducing the MDJ e-edition on Sunday and Monday is that in this digital world, in this day and age, you not only have to deliver the news, but you have to deliver it in the format people prefer. For those who aren't familiar, the e-edition is an electronic version of the MDJ that resembles the pages in the print edition. In other words, it mirrors each day's publication. When the MDJ reduced to 5-day per week frequency in print, we stopped producing the e-editions on Sundays and Mondays. Later this month, those e-editions will return. Many of our readers have moved from print to digital products. We continue to see that transition, but many still like the look of a traditional print newspaper, even when they access the news from their computer, tablet, or smartphone. So now our product is available at MDJOnline.com website, the MDJ app, now the electronic version of news pages 7 days per week, and of course, the print newspaper 5 days per week. And a little known fact is that with the e-edition, If you don't want to read the news, you can have it read to you. Just click on a story and look for the little audio icon in the upper right. The e-edition is included with any print or digital subscription. We encourage readers to look for the Sunday and Monday e-editions in the next couple of weeks.
The body of an Ackworth pilot was discovered Saturday in Alabama along with the wreckage of his plane. William McLean, 76, was reported missing Thursday after he failed to return from a test flight of his home-built plane. McLean had taken off from Calhoun, Georgia, and was last seen on radar at 12:45 p.m. Thursday. Search and rescue personnel found the missing aircraft and pilot in a heavily wooded area in the western part of Etowah County, Alabama, at about 10:30 Saturday morning, about 15 miles north of Gadsden, Alabama. The FAA and the NTSB are investigating the cause of the crash, but foul play is not suspected. A construction worker was killed in a hit-and-run on I-75 Saturday night, and Marietta police need your help to find one of the drivers responsible. Martin Rivera of Chicago was placing signage on the shoulder of Interstate 75 northbound near the Delk Road interchange just before 9 p.m. Saturday when he was struck by two vehicles. The first vehicle, believed to be a black Volkswagen Golf GTI, hit the victim and fled the area. The first impact knocked Rivera into the path of a second vehicle. The driver of the second vehicle stopped and is cooperating with investigators. Rivera died at the scene. The first vehicle was last seen exiting I-75 northbound onto South Marietta Parkway. If you witnessed the crash or have information on the first vehicle, please contact Marietta Police. If you're a frequent visitor to Kennesaw Mountain National Park, you have some improvements to look forward to. We'll have all the details for you coming up in today's Guest Spotlight right after this.
You deserve better than your bank. Better service, better rates, better solutions. If you live or work in Cobb County, now is the perfect time to make the switch to the Credit Union of Georgia, the better way to bank. Since 1960, Credit Union of Georgia has been providing Northwest Georgia with financial solutions that make sense for your home, business, and family. As a homegrown, not-for-profit cooperative, our members are our mission. Not only will you get the best loan rates, you'll get personalized customer service from people who understand your needs. Plus, Credit Union of Georgia provides real convenience with a network of more than 30,000 accessible ATMs and branch locations across the country. Of course, there's also 5 locations right here in Cobb County. Ready to see how much better your banking can be with Credit Union of Georgia? Become a member today or apply for a loan online by visiting www.cuofga.org. Credit Union of Georgia, the better way to bank.
In today's Guest Spotlight, Marietta Daily Journal and MDJOnline reporter Ryan Kolakowski talks to Patrick Gamman, the new superintendent of Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield.
Let's talk about maybe some plans that you have for the park and what programs or what you want to see put in place here in Kennesaw.
Okay, well, what's going on is here in Cobb County and here at this national park site, this is a time of change. And for anybody who comes to the park, for whatever reason, to recreate, to learn about the story of the battles, you might have noticed that there's a new fee program. And so for this parking fee, what that does is it's going to help the park. And this is one of my big things here, is that with the money that's going to be coming in, we're going to have to use that to help the visitors. So this park has $9 million in deferred maintenance. A lot's on trails, some's on buildings, some's with these historic cannons. So in the federal government, you have to have everything accounted for. You have to have it all planned out. So my first 9 months or so, as I'm getting used to this park, getting to know the community, is that we'll be putting together these projects. And so we want to let the public know that we're using their fee dollars to really enhance their experience here. So that's one big thing that I'll be working on right away. The other things is that some of the things already in progress are some of the things we're doing with multi-use trails on the edges of the parks, like at the south end, some parts through Burnt Hickory Road. There's going to be some projects that you'll see under construction in the next 2 years. So there's that as well. So one, infrastructure is a big thing to me to make sure that we can handle 2.7 million visitors every year. That's probably going to grow. The other thing is that how we use this park has changed over the years. So a lot of people used to come into the visitor center, which is an awesome place, but a lot more of our users are recreating and really getting deep into the park. And I love to see people are out hiking, some are jogging, some are on horseback, some are bringing their dogs. And since there's so many types of users, one of the big projects I want to work on is working with the local communities to maybe do some public service announcements on how we can, as different park users, really help each other. You know, if you have a dog, keeping it on leash. If you're a jogger, don't surprise the horses. You know, if you're a walker, what's the best thing for you? So I really want to engage the public in that aspect, but also how people use national parks is changing, and we want to get out the message. You know, if you've ever hiked in this park, you'll see like these fields, some are cut and some are forest. Sometimes whenever you see a cut area, something happened there. There's a battle, there's an encampment, something important happened there, and we need to somehow use technology, like our phones, to start telling that story where the people are. So anything that I tell you right now is not going to happen overnight. But I do have, yes, infrastructure things that are going on with the county, with road projects and with trail projects. But as we spend our time and money improving the trails, we're also going to try to spend our time improving our communication so that when you're on the trails, you hopefully will someday be able to get into your phone and find out what happened exactly there and get deeper into the story while you're enjoying the park. That's really long term. That's probably going to take a few years. But I really feel we need to meet the American public where they are and how they enjoy it and how they can keep learning about it. Because people change over time.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the fee system.
Yes.
What can guests expect when they arrive at the park? What do those fees look? What does that fee structure look like? And are there more than one option to pay for those fees? Is it by day or can you buy a season pass?
Yeah. So this is, like I said, it's a very new program. Only started like last November. So what happens is there's a fee when you park, and you could do a $5 daily pass, or you can do it as a $40 yearly pass. So really think about, like, you know, how many times am I going to come here? You know, so if you're going to come here like 10 times or more, it's really worth getting the year-long pass. If you only come here once a year, just do the day pass. But most of that stuff you can do on the phone, on your own phone. Like I said, we're trying to use technology to reach out to the visitor. You can get these passes here in the visitor center when we're open, but you know, if you don't want to come to the visitor center, you can do it all on your phone. Go to the national park site, nps.gov/KEMO. That stands for Kennesaw Mountain. And then you can find out more and get into some of the links to get you to figure out how to actually get that on your phone. But it's a pretty easy thing, but because it's new, yes, there are some little kinks to work out. Maybe that day the Wi-Fi isn't so great. It's a pretty easy system once you get into it, if you've kind of grown up with phones. So, you know, if you're a user that just, you know, didn't use phones a lot in your life, you might find it a little bit more cumbersome. But it's got, like I said, if you're going to come here a lot, it does behoove you to get the year-long pass. And like I said, those fees go right back into projects that will enhance the visitor experience.
You mentioned that users are changing the way that they experience the park or use the park. How do you, as a superintendent and your staff, adapt to welcome different types of visitors, and how do you market yourself to different types of visitors?
It's staying up with the American people, watching what they do. You know, I've worked in a lot of parks out west where some of them are kind of classic, you know, like, I think one that I really thought was kind of classic was Lassen Volcano in Northern California. You feel like you're stepping back into 1950. And sometimes when you're in a really remote park, that might be appropriate. But Kennesaw Mountain Battlefield National Park, this place is in an urban area now. Once it was farm country, You know that. You grew up here. And as it's grown and turned into an urban area, we got to keep our finger on the pulse of what people are talking about, what they're thinking about, and we've got to adapt, one, to the technology, to how people read things. Like, we have some new signs in the park that have some great graphics and some information, but we don't want them to feel like they're reading a book while they're standing on the side of the trail.
Thank you for joining us for the Marietta Daily Journal podcast from your local news source, the Marietta Daily Journal and MDJ Online. Grab a copy of today's paper and visit MDJ Online for complete details on the stories we've discussed, plus more stories that affect you and the citizens of Cobb and surrounding areas. Subscribe and share this podcast to get all the latest hyper-local updates, or ask Alexa or Google Home to play the Marietta Daily Journal podcast for you. Share your thoughts or questions with us in the comments section, or call the MDJ Podcast comment line at 404-997-8655. We might share your comment on an upcoming episode. The MDJ Podcast is produced by BG Ad Group, Amy Kargas producer, Jacob Sutherland director. Copyright 2020, all rights reserved.
Thank you for listening to the Marietta Daily Journal podcast, brought to you by Carmichael Funeral Homes and Cremation Services in Smyrna and Marietta, celebrating memories you'll always cherish.